Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Arknights reaction. Today we have Heal the World. This is from Bylov. He threw it into the Patreon producer queue because he knew a bunch of people wanted me to listen to it, so he threw it in early. The only two things I know about this song are from something he said in the message when he posted the link, which is basically Heal the World in a title is a reference, potentially at least, to Michael Jackson's song of the same name, and that this is composed by Kevin Penkin of multiple anime fame. So I'm actually very familiar with Kevin Penkin's work, and I'm interested to see how that translates to something that's supposed to be more of a character theme in a more direct standalone song context rather than it being a composition for an entire show. So this should be pretty interesting. Without further ado, let's go.
It's just a tear that saves me from the darkness. Witness through a mirror. Pain is truth, and through your eyes we'll find an endless future.
Interesting vocal direction here. This is very unique. The phrasing of the vocals.
This is the edge, but I continue flying, leaving life around me. Break away the pain. I wanna feel my divisions crumble.
Yeah, I'm definitely hearing Kevin's work in here. I can smell the shield hero wafting off this song. Alright. It's definitely a different direction compared to other ones, for sure.
Silence fills with screams. I see the twilight set on the world. It's
Definitely playing with those minor keys in there, okay.
Save me.
Ooh. Nice slide.
This is the edge. We keep on falling further. Fate entwined between us. Break away the truth. I wanna see the system falling down.
I'm still kind of reeling by how unique this is. It's a wholly different approach. This definitely is phrased like an anime song would be. It's definitely following more of that standard.
Can you please save me from the end?
And the vocal direction of this is still insane. The sheer detail, the control. Kevin definitely pulled in a really good vocalist for this one. Great amount of reverb on that vocal line ending there. Really let it just leave on its own time. I'm finding myself vibing with it more than I thought I would. I'm gonna have a lot to talk about with this one, I think. Just because the approach is so unique. There's some really cool vocal things I'm probably going to talk about too.
Just a tear that saves
Like not
me
even just the
from
phrasing,
darkness.
but the way she's, I'm going to be a dork about this one. Beautiful little bit with the piano at the end there. So this whole song was kind of giving me Hiroyuki Sawano vibes, and I know that Kevin and Sawano kind of work in the same field, so you're going to have some similarities in tone there, but specifically the way that this song was structured, the way that all of the elements, the electronic flair thrown in there, it felt very Sawano to me, which is awesome. Penkin has done some amazing work. Kevin's a great composer. I've heard plenty of his work in my time, but this one definitely felt unique enough that I was like, actually sounds like someone else. Like for him, he definitely has these things he does. Like I said in the beginning of the song, it kind of reminded me of Shield Hero. It had that energy, but as it moved forward, it started to get a little bit different in like a very separate way. I haven't heard a bunch of Kevin Penkin's individual work just on its own, so it's possible there's some more similarities with his other shows and work that I'm just not making the connection to, but this felt very much different from his usual approach of things, aside from just the core sound being very much him. Like the way that this singer, who I found out their name is Sarah Àlainn, beautiful voice, definitely has some sort of an operatic training of some sort, which is just awesome. She was sliding a lot between phoneme shapes in her mouth, making differences very distinct between this like very pinchy, like straight mouth sound and then being very open, you know, something you would more expect out of the opera sound, that big whole open mouth, lots of diaphragm power. That one spot near at the end where she said darkness, she actually like went from a more thin sound and opened it up as she went down in the notes. And I think that is such a cool approach, that you start high, you start bright, and then you open up and allow some of that chest, which is a really cool dynamic variance. It adds a lot of range between the two. I think it's really cool. Like, I'll give an example of what I mean here just so you can hear what I'm talking about, but I want to preface, I am not a professional vocalist in any way, shape, or form, but I have had some experience singing in the past on stage and in theater, so that be that as it may. So Sarah does a vocal run in this, and I'm not going to try to attempt that. I'm not that good of a singer, but I'll just give you the extremes of both of the notes and both the tones so you can see what I'm talking about here. Dark, dark, very thin. Ness, very wide. And you just have this huge bass underneath your tone. Like, obviously I am a baritenor, I'm not a soprano like she seems to be, and there's a completely different tonal range there, but that doesn't matter because it sounds so cool no matter how you sing it if you're good at what you do. And that control is what makes this sound so good. There were a lot of other vocal things that were done in this song that were super unique as well, like that slide I had talked about during the reaction. There's so much like tonal control in this song, and some of the lyric phrasing is really interesting too. It's kind of battling the instrumental, which is a bold choice. Like, you're not letting the lyrics just take over the song, and you're not letting the song take over the lyrics. They were kind of bouncing back and forth. Like, sometimes there was chunks that didn't have like any vocals, but then other chunks that had so many vocals there was really no room for the instrumental to have any sort of leeway in between, and it was just flattened underneath the vocal line, which is super cool. I don't know if that was intentional or not, or if there was some sort of like transitional thing they were trying to approach with the lyrics, or maybe it had to do with the character's personality. A lot of times composers will put that much effort into making a character song fit the character, where they'll completely reconstruct a song in order to feel like it's that character. These little decisions in the background can make the hugest of differences in, you don't even notice, you know? You don't even pay attention to that, but psychologically it plays a part. And I think that's so cool about music in general. And I think there's something else to be said about the vocal lines, specifically with the melody and the harmonies, especially there. They were kind of clashing. They weren't entirely lining up every single time. And that's interesting as well. Like, you'd get a little bit of dissonance between the two. And I feel like there's something personality driven with the character behind that, and that there's too much of that like atonal shifting throughout the song for me to not think that there's a personality reason for this character to have that happening in the composition. Whatever that may exactly be is completely foreign to me, but I assume it's something along the lines of them having an internal battle over their own moral compass or a decision they made that they regret, and that's kind of what they're trying to atone for now. There's so many options that could be the case there. If they're like a reluctant villain or an anti-hero, that could all factor in there. Just a character trait of not being fully proud of where they are in the now, you know, like it could be anything along those lines. I also feel like the lyrics specifically could be alluding to that as well, given that the song's name is Heal the World, and this song is kind of phrased like somebody who did some damage and wants to fix it, or even was just a bystander watching the damage happen and not knowing what to do, and their goal is to now fix whatever happened and like try to make whatever went wrong better. And there's, again, so many options that it could be, so I'm just guessing here based off the information I've been given. But I think I'll call it there. I've been pretty nerdy about this one. This video is like 22 minutes long of just me thinking about what to say and such, so I hope you enjoyed this one. I don't know how long the final video is going to be, but I had plenty of little things I wanted to talk about in this one. This song is written so fantastically well. Great job to Kevin. Great job to Sarah singing it. Just gorgeous, gorgeous work all around from everybody involved. I'm going to continue geeking out about this song, and I'm going to listen to it a bunch more and geek out about it more to myself. And I'm going to be here all night doing this. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you want to see more of me geeking out like this, you can leave the next song I should get to in the comments below, and I will do my best to get to it. Doesn't matter what property it's from or what medium it's from. I will do my best. And otherwise, if you want to follow me and support me, you know how to do that, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!